Do you often find yourself giving so much to others that you end up drained, overwhelmed, and emotionally exhausted? What if I told you that overgiving might not just be draining you, it could be holding you back from truly thriving? In today's video, we're going to explore how to break free from the cycle of overgiving. We'll talk about how to set healthy boundaries, prioritize your own needs, and build relationships that nourish rather than deplete you. If you've ever struggled with finding balance between helping others and taking care of yourself, this video is for you. The danger of overgiving. Overgiving can seem like a natural thing, especially for those who have big hearts and want to help those around them. Whether it's offering emotional support, helping with tasks, or always being the one to give. It often starts with the best intentions, but over time, this constant giving can take a toll, leaving you emotionally drained, physically exhausted, and mentally worn out. The danger of overgiving is that it doesn't just affect you in the moment, it builds up over time. When you're constantly putting others' needs ahead of your own, it becomes harder to recognize when you're stretching yourself too thin. You end up giving so much that you have nothing left for yourself. That's when the feelings of resentment start to creep in. You start resenting the very people you're trying to help, not because of who they are, but because you feel like you've sacrificed too much of yourself without receiving anything in return. What's even more concerning is how overgiving can cause you to lose your personal boundaries. When you give too much, you stop recognizing where you end and where others begin. You lose sight of your own needs and, in turn, your sense of self. This emotional burnout can affect your relationships, your career, and your overall well-being. So, while the desire to help others is genuine, it's important to understand that overgiving isn't sustainable. It can hurt you in the long run, making it harder to truly be there for others when you need to be. Learning to recognize the danger of overgiving is the first step toward breaking the cycle and reclaiming your energy. Recognizing the signs of overgiving. Recognizing the signs of overgiving is crucial before it leads to emotional burnout. Often, overgiving happens gradually, so it's important to pay attention to the early signs that you may be giving too much. One of the first things to notice is how you feel emotionally and physically after giving. If you consistently feel drained or exhausted after helping someone, it's a clear sign that you might be overgiving. Your energy should feel replenished by meaningful interactions, not depleted. If you're left feeling empty or unappreciated, it's time to take a step back and reassess how much you're giving. Another sign is being unable to say no. If you find it difficult to turn down requests or feel guilty for setting boundaries, it may indicate that you're giving away more than you can afford, emotionally, mentally, or physically. The inability to say no can lead to you taking on too much, leaving little room for your own needs or self-care. Additionally, when you begin to sacrifice your own needs for others, it's a red flag. If you're constantly putting the needs of others ahead of your own, you're not allowing yourself the time or space to recharge. Over time, this pattern can create feelings of resentment or frustration, even toward those you're trying to help. By tuning into how you feel after giving, whether emotionally, physically, or mentally, you can begin to recognize when you're overextending yourself. This awareness is the first step toward breaking the cycle of overgiving and finding balance again. Setting healthy boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries is one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your energy and prevent burnout. Without clear boundaries, you may find yourself overextended, giving away more than you can handle. But learning to set boundaries isn't just about saying no. It's about honoring your own needs and maintaining a balance that supports your well-being. The first step is learning to say no without guilt. Many people struggle with this because they feel obligated to help or fear disappointing others. But saying no is not selfish. It's an essential part of self-care. When you say no, you're choosing to prioritize your health, your time, and your own emotional needs. Remember, you're not responsible for other people's reactions or feelings. Saying no simply means you're setting a boundary that allows you to maintain your peace and energy. Next, it's important to prioritize your personal needs. Ask yourself, what do I need right now to feel balanced and healthy? Sometimes this means saying no to invitations, requests, or demands that don't serve your well being. You're not obligated to be available to everyone all the time. Take time for yourself, whether it's to rest, recharge, or engage in activities that bring you joy. Your needs are just as important as anyone else's. Lastly, recognize when it's time to step back. If you're feeling overwhelmed, drained, or resentful, it's a sign that you've reached your limit. Taking a step back doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're caring for yourself so that you can give more sustainably when the time is right. Listen to your body and mind. They'll tell you when it's time to take a break. By setting clear boundaries, you empower yourself to maintain your energy and well-being. You can continue helping others, but in a way that doesn't deplete you. It's about finding that balance where you can show up as your best self without sacrificing your peace. Embracing self-care and solitude. Self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Taking time for yourself isn't selfish, it's essential for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. In a world where you're constantly expected to give to others, embracing self-care helps you recharge and stay balanced. Without it, you risk burnout, emotional depletion, and feeling disconnected from your own needs. Solitude is a powerful form of self-care. It's not about isolation. It's about finding space to reconnect with yourself. Time alone allows you to reflect, process your emotions, and gain clarity. When you spend time in solitude, you can replenish your energy and reset your mind, which helps you approach life with a renewed sense of purpose and calm. Taking time for solitude is a form of strength. It allows you to center yourself and regain control over your own thoughts and emotions. By carving out time to recharge, you set boundaries that prioritize your well-being, and this gives you the strength to continue helping others in a sustainable way. Remember, you can only give to others when your own cup is full. So don't feel guilty for taking time to be alone. Embrace solitude as a tool for personal growth, emotional balance, and overall strength. Shifting the mindset. Many of us carry the heavy burden of feeling responsible for other people's emotions. We often think that if we just give more, care more, or sacrifice more, we'll be able to help others. But this mindset is not only unsustainable, it can lead to burnout and leave you feeling empty. The key to breaking this cycle is shifting your focus from others' emotions to your own growth and well-being. You are not responsible for how others feel. It's important to understand that while you can offer support and care, the emotional responsibility ultimately belongs to the other person. By recognizing this, you release the weight of trying to fix everyone else's problems, allowing you to focus on your own emotional needs and growth. The truth is, helping others effectively starts with taking care of yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you take time to nurture your own well-being, you recharge and restore the energy needed to be there for others in a healthy, sustainable way. Overgiving and neglecting your own needs only leads to exhaustion and resentment. But by shifting your mindset and prioritizing your own growth, you'll be in a much better position to offer meaningful support to others without draining yourself. It's time to take care of yourself so that you can give in a way that's nourishing, not depleting. The power of saying no. Saying no can often feel like a difficult or even uncomfortable thing to do, especially when we don't want to disappoint others. But the truth is, saying no is not a negative act. It's a powerful form of self-respect. It's a way of honoring your own needs, boundaries, and emotional health. When you say no, you're choosing to protect your energy and preserve your well-being, and that's something you should be proud of. Saying no doesn't mean you don't care about others. It means you care enough about yourself to avoid overcommitting. It's about recognizing your limits and understanding that your time and energy are valuable. When you say yes to everything, you're giving away pieces of yourself, leaving you drained and unable to give your best. But when you say no, you're preserving your energy for the things that truly matter to you. Saying no also strengthens emotional resilience. It helps you build the confidence to make choices that align with your priorities rather than constantly trying to meet others' expectations. It empowers you to create space for personal growth, self-care, and meaningful connections. By saying no, you're showing yourself that your needs are just as important as anyone else's, and you're strengthening your ability to stay grounded and focused on what truly serves you. So remember, saying no is not selfish. It's a form of self-respect and emotional strength. You have the right to prioritize yourself without guilt. Building meaningful relationships with balance. Russian, deep, meaningful relationships is one of life's greatest rewards, but it doesn't have to come at the cost of overgiving. Many people believe that in order to nurture a connection, they must constantly give of themselves, but true connection thrives on balance, not sacrifice. You can build meaningful relationships while preserving your own well-being, independence, and emotional health. The key to balance is understanding that healthy relationships are a two-way exchange, not a one-sided dynamic. It's important to give, but equally important to receive. When you invest in relationships, ensure that it's a mutual exchange of energy and support. If you're the only one constantly giving, you may eventually feel drained or unappreciated, which undermines the connection itself. At the same time, it's essential to preserve your independence. Healthy relationships don't require you to lose your sense of self or your personal boundaries. Nurturing a connection doesn't mean losing who you are. It means respecting both your needs and the needs of the other person. You can love and care deeply for others while maintaining the space to grow, recharge, and pursue your own goals. By nurturing relationships with balance, you ensure that both your emotional health and your connections flourish. So you can continue to be there for others without losing yourself in the process. Final thought: embracing your needs without guilt. As we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with a powerful reminder. Your needs matter. It's so easy to get caught up in helping others and forget that taking care of yourself is just as important. You can be compassionate and kind while still honoring your need for self-care. In fact, embracing your own needs is the first step toward being able to give to others in a healthy and sustainable way. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. You are your most important resource, and if you don't fill your own cup, you won't have anything left to give. By nurturing your well-being, you're ensuring that you can continue to support others without burning out. When you make self-care a priority, you strengthen your ability to show up for others in a meaningful way. You can give from a place of abundance, not depletion. By embracing your needs without guilt, you create a sustainable balance where both you and those you care about thrive. So take care of yourself without apology, without guilt. When you do, you'll find that you're able to give more, love more, and live more fully, all while maintaining your peace and emotional health.